was part of the band Oasis. That album was Definitely Maybe, and to celebrate its 10th anniversary, they've released a commemorative DVD. It's out on September 20. Please welcome Noel Gallagher.
Hello.
Hey, Noel, how are you going?
I'm going all right. I've precariously perched above the Thames here, as you can see.
I know. Isn't it
ledge.
incredible that the traffic doesn't move there in the Thames and the boats don't move?
It's everybody's frozen. It's that cold.
Now, of course, the album Definitely Maybe, 10 years on, is this an album that you still love, that you still hold in high regard 10 years on?
I'd say it's my favourite album because of the memories that it brings back to me when I listen to it, or when I hear it on the radio and stuff. It's the album that made us famous, and it's the one that I wrote before I was famous, so it's probably the most pure example of my songwriting abilities.
Well, it has been described as the best debut album of all time, and NME magazine at the time said it gave people a reason to believe in excitement. Do you still think that all this holds true all these years later?
I think at the time, before Definitely Maybe came out, there was actually nothing of any worth coming from any British band. It was all American grunge music, and Nirvana was still the biggest band in the world. Not that I had anything against Nirvana, because they're one of my favourite bands, but I just think the timing was right for us, and we kind of said a lot of things about what it was like to be in your early 20s in England at that time, and we just seemed to capture the mood of the nation, man. And yeah, but it also contained some fabulous songs.
Oh, didn't it though? Whoever wrote that is a genius, an absolute genius.
Wow.
So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, at the time you said that it wasn't about trying to impress anybody with your lyrical prowess. It was all about shagging, drinking and taking drugs.
In that order.
So you must take a lot of pride in your work, though.
I take a lot of pride in drinking and shagging, yeah.
And what were your aspirations?
No, but I mean, go on.
OK, I was going to say, because your aspirations at the time, you're talking about how the youth seemed to just latch onto this album. It was something they could really relate to. I mean, you were living the dream. Before this, you were working on the Doll, and then you went straight from that to being part of the biggest band of recent memory. I mean, what was all that like for you at the time? A bit too much to take in?
Not really. I'm quite... I've got an extraordinary amount of self-belief, and I kind of knew when I was writing those songs that I know enough about rock and roll history to know when I've heard a good song, and I knew that 90% of the songs on that album were great, and I knew that if somebody gave us the chance to put that record out, once that record came out, everything would follow with it. So I wasn't freaked out by fame or wealth or success or anything like that. I was kind of like, you know, bring it on. You know, more of it, please.
So when it all exploded for you, because you were so young, and as I said, you went from nothing to everything. I'm fascinated to know when all the money was coming, all the royalties were coming in, what was the first thing you bought for yourself, the first thing you treated yourself with?
I don't know if I treated myself to anything in particular, but I remember when my manager called me up one afternoon and told me that I had £1 million in the bank. So I was actually a millionaire, and I remember going to have steak and chips in Soho in London, and then going out and getting absolutely hammered. That lasted for about 3 or 4 days. I don't think I bought myself anything. I don't think I bought myself anything too outrageous. Probably bought a new guitar or something like that.
I mean, I guess you guys were also too renowned for your outrageous antics at the time. I mean, there was being banned for climbing on Stonehenge, being thrown off Dutch ferries and banned from airlines. And granted, a lot of that was Liam, and you said at the time it was something that you weren't necessarily proud of. But I'm actually interested to know, well, like, when you would get home, what would your mother think of these antics when she read about it in the paper or in the press?
Well, the good thing about the press is you can always kind of convince your mum that it's all lies. Pictures. Yeah. You can say, well, they've airbrushed my head on top of that. That's not me, obviously. So she kind of took our word for it that 99% of it is lies. So But my mum's all right. Anyway, she can get a bit rowdy when she's had a drink as well, so she's, you know, she really ain't got a leg to stand on.
Fantastic. And, of course, you guys are working on the sixth album at the moment. How's it coming along, and what can people expect from the new Oasis album?
We finished 4 tracks. We've got another 6 or 7 left to do. I think we're going to fly out to Los Angeles in about 3 weeks to go and finish it off. I'm not too sure how it's going to end up, but we like the songs. We just got to get the right recordings, which we haven't done. We've spent a year recording it, and it's not really been coming out as we expected. But we kind of believe in the song, so it'll be out by March, and then you can make your own minds up, can't you?
Sounds good to me. Well, I'm sure myself and many other Oasis fans are looking forward to it. In the meantime, definitely maybe the DVD. It's out September 20. Please thank Noel Gallagher, everybody.
Thank you.